Okay. Why do I look so much bigger than you? Good Lord. I look like I'm twice the size of you. I do.
You should be filming this. Okay, so part of it I think is because I'm in this chair, so look how far back I am compared to you. You're like way closer in than I am. Should I grab a different chair? Because it's...
No, we're good. I'll just
and I'm sitting,
or how about a pillow?
And I'm sitting way lower than you.
All right, how about a pillow for my back?
Yep. That's super easy request.
Okay, because I am short.
Okay. This chair does sit lower.
Look at that. We both have V-necks and solid. Hey, is this your Costco shirt?
Yeah, that's it.
Totally not planned.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is my Costco shirt.
Yeah, I love, and I almost wore my green one. It was dirty.
Good job. Good job.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
no.
So, all right, ready?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. My name is Heather.
I'm Debra.
And we don't know what we are. The only thing I've come up with so far is bitches and yarn.
Oh, I like that.
We both have dogs. You breed dogs.
Right? I thought
we both
that.
love yarn. I'm a
both
dog
kind of
groomer.
Or
That's
can be.
Yeah. So I don't know. We don't have a name for ourselves, but this is our first attempt at a podcast. And so we figured we'd tell a little bit about each other.
Yeah.
So Debra,
Yes.
how did you get into knitting and crocheting?
I started playing with yarn, and I really mean just playing with yarn when I was probably about 8 years old. So my grandmother was an avid crocheter, and she had a knitting machine. So I would take her scraps of yarn and make chains with my fingers. That was my first attempt at playing with yarn.
Knitting machine, like the big where you roll the thing back and forth? Okay.
Yep. So then as I got older, she taught me how to crochet, and it's just been part of my life ever since. What about you?
And how long have you been?
Oh, how long? Well, then I'd be giving away my ancient age.
Decades?
40 decades, probably. At least 45 years. 45 years. About 45 years, yeah.
All right, so I've been knitting, I think, for over 20. Or just around 20. Somewhere right in there. I can remember my mom would knit, and she crocheted, and I can remember doing things at times, but when I really started, it was my, I think, early 20s. And I had asked her, she was making scarves. And she, I was like, do you think I could do that? And she was like, absolutely. So we went to the yarn store, Michael's or Joann's or whatever version of that we went to. And we picked up yarn. And she started teaching me how to make scarves. I actually have some. You want to see some?
Really? Yes, I want to see some. I can't. Oh my goodness, I wish I still had some of my stuff.
All right, so hold on. I got to show you. Well, first of all, this is one of my mom's works.
Oh,
this was
beautiful.
One of my mom's. What is this? Crocheted?
Yeah, this is crocheted, and that's that ripple stitch.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it done like that with the little line in between. That is so pretty.
So this was one of my mom's works, and I think I have a hat that goes with it.
And the yarn is really soft for...
Yeah, I know, because you know my world before I met you,
right.
Which we'll get into later. So yeah, that was one of my mom's works, and so she's always knit and crocheted and given them as gifts. So this was one of my very first projects.
Looks like a kitty.
Isn't it horrible?
No,
okay,
it's pretty.
It's horrible. Let's be honest.
I like the colors.
Look how flat it is. It looks like a dead cat. It does. Okay?
It does look like a cat.
Look at that. Okay? I mean, it's flat, it's acrylic, but there is some logic behind the colors in this. And that was because I wanted it to match, I wanted a scarf to go with my ski hat. And this is, of course, my store-bought, this is not handmade, store-bought ski hat. And so, look.
Perfect.
I matched the
Beautiful.
little
Yes,
colors
you did.
together.
You did a great job.
So anyway, so yeah, that was probably one of my very first projects.
Wow.
And then, of course, this led me into more rectangles, which I, of course, had to continue with the fun fur. Okay? Here you get one, and it's almost like they're boas. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
It's not even too warm in here for it today.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
See, I mean,
these
aren't they?
cool. Yeah.
Aren't they? These are
really
actually really nice.
They are. They're really
So,
thick.
look at the colors on that, and then you got
That's
the fun
pretty.
fur. So, yeah, so I started with these, and of course with monster knitting needles.
Your favorite.
My vampire daggers. Yeah, these are... So, yeah, these are... I started with that, and I would... What is it? I held...
It looks
I think
like it's
3 strands
yeah, I
on
was gonna say,
this. It was
this-
2 different fun furs, and then a knobby,
Yep.
some sort of knobby novelty yarn. But you know what I did with these? Because I was just cranking them out, of course, because once I started, I got obsessed and I went to the store and I'd have like all the yarn out in the store on the floor. I'd like find the knobby yarn I liked, and then I'd find fun fur to go with it and coordinate, and I had like little piles all over the store as I was coming up with it. So I had like mountains of this stuff. And so when I was going through a divorce, life happens, I sold these as gifts.
Oh, wow.
Because it was leading up to Christmas.
Right.
And so
they really
yeah,
are nice, Heather.
yeah.
These are really nice. I've seen a lot of these done before, and these are nice.
yeah, so this is my mom's idea, my mom's creation. She came up with matching the fun fur with, you know, a solid or whatever. And then, yeah, so I've made them as Christmas gifts. I've made them and people have bought them. And this is what I started. And then I wanted to make a blanket.
A fun fur blanket?
No, gosh, no. Can you imagine? No.
But wouldn't it be nice and cozy?
But I said, hey, Mom, it was like pottery. I can't even believe I still even have the original picture.
Oh
It is, I think it's just a magazine. No, I think it's a Pottery Barn. Real Simple. Let me take that back. It was Real Simple magazine, and this was the picture, and I loved this blanket in there. And I said to my mom, I said, do you think I can make that? And she said, sure you can. Absolutely. So this was my first big project. And my mom and I guess, didn't know too much about gauge and all that kind of stuff. So we went to the store, like Michael's or Joann's, and we found the biggest needles that they had at the time. And honestly, I think that it was probably these. 15s,
I don't think
straights.
I've ever used a pair of needles that large.
Yeah, 15s, metal, straight. Oh, Dakota wants to join us. And I started knitting them. Okay, we might have to have a timeout, okay? Because you're going to learn a lot about me right now. I have moved umpteen million times. I mean, I don't even know if I can... How many, I mean, in the last 20 years, I've probably moved 15 times.
Wow, really?
Well, I've moved like 30 something.
Wow, I didn't realize you moved that many times. You're not allowed to move again. I
Yeah.
hope you know that.
We might as well let
Because
you
I
go
don't
in.
want to follow you.
Yeah, so I could, yeah. Come on, Dakota. You want to be on the podcast? Here, come here. We'll introduce one of the bitches. Come here. Come here. Dakota. Oh, she's being rotten. So anyway,
Come here.
all the times that I have moved, I have had my stuff in storage for 5 years. I have, yeah. So what I'm going to show you is actually an absolute embarrassment.
Hi, Dakota. This is Dakota.
This is that blanket.
That doesn't look like it was done with these needles.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yes, that's how tight of a freaking knitter
Oh,
I am.
I forget, but Heather, really?
Yeah. 20 years old, probably.
I can't believe you could do that tight on those big needles.
And it was all shoved
On
there.
those 2 needles.
On
Oh
these,
my goodness.
So I'm working, okay, and it's shoved. I mean, it is on there so thick. And of course, the gauge of this and that are not the same.
No.
Not at all. This was so much larger.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if I started a row, it was like a serious commitment.
Right.
It was like an hour to do one row. Because every square inch of this thing was packed with stitches.
How did you keep them on there when you were done?
Because I
You had to
knit
have
so
done
tight,
something.
they just
They
hold
just
on.
stay.
They just stay on there. So anyway, so this is really old, and now that I have shown it and confessed, I probably will donate it to the senior center, because not only do I have this, but I have like, I don't know how many
Oh no.
of these, and so I think they need to go to the senior center.
Yeah, they'll appreciate
They
that.
will. They will.
really
They'll love
will.
it.
They
They'll.
will.
You know, at one point I thought these were good colors for me, but yeah.
Those are the colors you.
And now that I
like,
know
but
what yarn is,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you don't want to.
So that's how I started knitting.
Awesome.
Was I could do squares and rectangles.
And you crochet too.
Yeah, I
So
crocheted
did you
too.
knit first or crochet first?
You know, I think I crocheted first. I think.
Yeah, me too.
I can't think of anything specific that I actually crocheted. I mean, I know. Oh, I crocheted dog sweaters for Dakota.
Yep, I did a few of those before
Yeah.
I learned how to knit. I haven't been knitting as long as I've been. I crocheted for 45 years. I've only been knitting for probably 15, 16.
Only? Well, you much better knitter than me. Anyway,
Little
so
obsessed.
that was how I got started, and yeah, and then I guess we could tell them how we met.
Yeah, that's a good story. So when I moved here, by the way, we live in Heber City, Utah.
Oh,
Most
yeah,
beautiful place ever. And my husband and I moved here 6 years ago, and we knew no one. I have a job, but I work at home, and my husband worked out of town. So I was very lonely. I knew no one, and it was difficult for me to meet people. It's a small town, and I was very lonely. So I searched for a knitting group for a very long time, and I finally found some people to hook up with. And one time, Heather came, and I thought, you know, I really like her. I think that I could really get along well with her. So I knew that she owned a grooming shop, and one day I just put on my big girl pants and said, you know what, I am gonna go and introduce myself and have a visit with her. So went to her shop, and we hit it off really well. We had a great visit.
She was very nervous.
I was very nervous. It was like, well. Anyway, so we decided to go hiking the next day. And so we went on a hike, and that was a lot of fun, and I was very happy because now I had a new friend. But then I didn't hear from my new friend, and I was very, very sad. And so, you know, constantly looking at my phone. Why hasn't she texted? Is she gonna call? Does she not like me? Did I snap? Does she, you know, did I annoy her? What's the deal? And then all of a sudden one day I get a text from her, and she says, would you like to go see a movie? Oh, I was jumping for joy. I'm like, she likes me.
She likes me. She really likes me.
And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, and that's I moved here 4 years ago. Oh my gosh, 4.5, because January was 4 years. Wow, time goes. And then it was that following September. Yeah, after that we first met. There was the knitting group that I kept trying to go to, and I worked on Thursdays and could never make it. And then finally, once I opened up my own shop and had a little bit more freedom, per se,
Yeah, it was great. And we have so much in common. I was showing dogs at that time, show standard poodles, and I would go over and help Heather work in her shop, bath dogs for her during the holidays when she gets busy. And we just, I don't know, it's great.
Yeah.
Now we have a huge network of friends here.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Oh, it's great. It really is great. So one of the things that really, I think, grew our friendship was that Debra had opened up a yarn shop for a while, and we really developed a good community there.
We did.
And I learned a lot.
I did too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, did I learn a lot. Yeah, right before, I think the year before you opened the shop, I took that class over at Wasatch and Wool, over in Park City, and where she had the Knit Pearl Hunters blanket, the 12 squares that you do.
Right,
and that really opened up my knitting world, because before that, all I could do was knit and purl. Yeah. I didn't know any, I mean, for all the years that I had been knitting, all I could do was knit and purl. And even though it was still squares, it really broadened my horizons. And
that blanket turned out beautifully.
It did.
Was
I'll have
really
to maybe insert a picture or something like that of it.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, I gave that was my one and only finished knitted blanket, and will probably be the last, because that took me close to a year to make. And my best friend, she got it as a Christmas gift. I gave it to her. So, yeah, I think I'll crochet. I'll crochet blankets all day long.
Oh, me too.
But knit?
Never knit another blanket.
No, that was it. The one and the only. So, what was I just thinking? We met. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then, because of Debra, I had never, like I said, I never knew that yarn shops, like yarn shops existed. No idea. No idea. And so I can remember when you were opening up your shop and you were just like, oh, I don't know, just the types of yarn. Have you been here? Have you been to Blazing Needles? Have you been to there? And I'm like, I never even heard of these places. And so, and the yarn, what a difference.
Oh, yeah. All the difference in the world. That was one of the funnest things about having the shop, is watching people make that transformation from Red Heart to nice yarn, and it doesn't take long.
No,
you never want to go back.
I am officially a knitting snob. Yarn snob. Yeah, it definitely is a world of difference. And I also, because of you, learned how to knit on DPNs, double pointed needles.
Had to kind of be forced.
I was very much dragged, kicking and screaming into that, but fingerless gloves. I still yet have to conquer my nemesis, socks. Hi, Ron.
Hi.
Hi.
Dinner's ready.
Okay, great. We'll be right there.
Thanks.
So yes, I still have yet to conquer my nemesis, socks.
And I got you to use a little bit smaller of a needle.
Yes, this is true. I am very much a thick yarn, big needle kind of girl. I like the satisfaction of the project getting done.
But you've made some beautiful things with the thick yarn. It's... What?
Quiet! We're podcasting! Who are you talking to? No! No! We'll put you outside. That's what we're going to do. Put you outside. Yes, no, I have definitely expanded my horizons, gotten into skinnier yarn, gotten into smaller needles. Have done some really beautiful, great projects, and that's all courtesy of you, so thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're such a sweetie. Wow, the shop wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for you. And that was a fun time. It was a fun time. It was very, it was heartbreaking to have to close the shop.
Well,
but it's turned out okay, honestly.
Yeah.
I was running my shop and working a full-time job, a little bit more than I could handle, and being self-employed doesn't provide health insurance.
No, and also, your husband was dealing with medical issues and everything, and
he needs me home. So
yeah,
and
so
I'm
it's
good with it.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
Definitely.
I'm actually I've adapted really well, because now I have lots of time to knit.
Well, that's the problem when you own a knitting store or a yarn shop. No time to knit.
None. No. So yeah. I'm happy to be knitting again.
Yeah. Good. All right. So what are you working on?
I am working right now on. Oh my goodness, I didn't pull out the pattern. It's called Quick Sober, but I'm not sure who the designer is. I'll have to look it up. It's just a sweater.
Ooh, very nice. Ooh, look at the detail on the sleeves.
Yeah, and all the sleeves the sleeves all the way down. In the pattern, they're not the lace all the way down, but I'm going to.
Can you get, I was going to say, yeah, get a little closer so that they can see it.
So that'll be all the way down the sleeves.
Well, that'll be very pretty.
And this is some, it's a fingering weight. It's a yarn I had in the shop. It's 100% llama. It's a really nice yarn.
Is
and
it
I think
from
it was
the local lady?
No.
Midway? No?
No,
Okay.
this was from Darn Good Yarn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
okay.
just one that we had in the shop that I ended up with, so decided to put it to use. But feel how soft it is.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be a nice sweater. And I've
Very
been trying
nice.
it on. I love top down because you can try it on. But it fits perfect. So,
Cool.
Which,
Is this a progress marker?
Yes.
See, I have never ever done a progress marker. I'll
I
have
love
to try that.
This is one my husband for Christmas. He went through my jewelry box and took every piece of little piece of jewelry or anything that he could find and put on a stitch marker or a
Little
lobster
claw
claw
clamp,
yeah.
clamper.
Yeah, it was
whatever.
really cute. It was really cute. So
Well,
using them.
let's see. What am I... Right now, well, this one I've been working on. I've been working up to this project.
Yes.
I've done some cowls with some lace work and let's see, the hitchhiker shawl that had just yarn overs in it. But I did that cowl that had some lace work in it to really prepare me for my first sweater. Very first sweater. So let's see. This is from Vogue Knitting. It was like spring or summer last year, or was it the year before?
I think it was the year before. It wasn't.
Oh my
I think it was the year
gosh.
before. Mm-hmm.
So this is my first sleeve, and so it's got the lace work, and then it's got the cable up the middle. So this will be, and it's supposed to be, I think, 3/4 length, so it'll be like
It's
that.
gonna be so pretty.
So that's what I have been mainly working on right now. So that's what I have in my little yarn pot, which maybe one day we'll tell the story of my little yarn bowl here.
It has lots of stories.
It does, doesn't it? You wouldn't think a yarn bowl would have stories, but it does. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I will say also one of the things that I've been introduced to that I absolutely love about knitting is the jewelry, the stitch markers. Aren't these beautiful? I love these. And then I even have some fun ones that I got from, what is it, Sucra is the name of that company?
Yes.
With the little miniature clay things that she made. Oh,
The food.
the food, yeah.
Yes, that's so cute.
So anyway, yeah, that's one thing I really enjoy, stitch markers, and I like pretty stitch markers.
Yeah, me too.
So, knitting jewelry.
Yeah, I have these cute little ones. They're hard to see because it's brown, but look how cute these ones are.
Oh, yeah, the little daisy flowers.
Oh, begin.
Those are what, props to, those are from Adina too.
Yep.
Yeah, mine are Adina's as well. I can't think of the name of her Etsy shop.
It's Rainfall Girl.
Rainfall Girl.
Or Rainfall Crafts, that's what it is.
Rainfall Crafts.
Yeah, Rainfall Crafts.
Yeah, she makes beautiful stitch markers. I absolutely love them.
And she
And
does
plus,
some
her
unusual
row
stuff.
counters
Yes,
too are
yeah.
really stinking cute.
Yeah. And she does some things that other people don't do for like needle cases to mark the sizes of the needles and things like that. So she does some really cool stuff.
Okay, cool. And then the other project I started is Ripped Out.
What was that?
I was starting this little poncho thing, which on Ravelry, there's a couple different ones that I found that I really liked, and when I was at Michael's for some reason after I know better.
No, it's still good. I mean, especially for kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
really.
Right. I saw this and I was like, hey, that's that poncho. And so anyway, I tried knitting or crocheting it because I was like, I want to crochet it fast, especially for a kid. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. And it just came out way too solid
Oh, okay.
It was,
no drape.
you know, yeah, with the way I crochet and
Oh,
knit
my
and how
goodness.
tight, and I had already gone up. I cast on, I chained with a hook 2 sizes larger than what it called for. And then did 1 hook size larger because I was, you know, tested it for gauge, got
Right.
gauge, but it was just too solid. So I'm going to knit it instead. So I just ripped this out last night.
So is this the only work in progress you have?
Well, not like in my life.
Currently that you don't have stowed away.
Yeah, I mean, currently, I've got another work in progress here, which is like so old that I still, oh my gosh,
Heather,
this,
that was what you were working on the day I met you
I know,
4 years ago.
I know.
And I
So-
was so impressed
I
with your
know,
knitting. That's
because I've never done
gorgeous.
this, but I mean, this is,
So pretty.
this tells you how much, well, first of all, this yarn is nice yarn. This
Yeah, it
was,
is really nice.
this was a gift that was given to me, by someone for Christmas. But if you look at the needle, it is the good old metal with the
Yeah.
plastic cord.
Oh.
And now I have to say I have been upgraded to nice wood, interchangeable set. Yeah. I've been and now I've been introduced to chai goos, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm using that on my Vogue sweater, summer
They're
sweater.
amazing. I love them.
So yeah, this has been a work in progress for a long time.
I have a couple of those.
Yeah. I mean, this is my indicator for where my row starts.
Oh, that must have been before you knew about stitch markers.
Yes, this is, well, I didn't even know stitch markers existed. And you know what? This is a little strand of blue cheap acrylic. I bought this baby blue cheap acrylic for like $10 for all of it. And I made a blanket.
Oh, wow.
But I use that blanket still.
So that's good.
I use it almost every day.
That's awesome.
So anyway, but yeah, I mean, that's currently, I've been really kind of monogamous and focusing on one project, and
That doesn't surprise me.
no.
You're good like that.
So
Me, I was going through my stuff the other day and came across these that I completely forgot about. And they're finished.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all they need is to be Kitchener. And
Oh, you and that Kitchener stitch.
I know, I think I got frustrated.
She has a cowl that she just needs to finish with yeah.
I don't know why it gets me so bad.
I can sit here and make fun of you. I've never even attempted it. I don't even know what a Kitchener stitch is.
I'm fine if I'm in a quiet room alone, but I get too distracted. So I like these. I thought they turned out really cute.
They are very cute.
So I really need to finish them. Fill that cup.
And you made this. You made the whatchamacallit, the stripes, or was it the yarn?
No, it's two different colors. Yeah.
Wow.
I just changed rows. It was fun. I
Holy
enjoyed
cow.
those. But yeah, I found them. So yay! I have a pair of socks done and I didn't even know about.
Stop.
Oh my goodness! You're gonna die. You're gonna remember these socks. This you can't forget that.
So we have been going on knitting retreats. We started last fall, was our first one. Then we went in the spring. So this was a spring project at the knitting retreat that you were working on.
Yes. I thought that I could complete a pair of socks in a weekend, and I was determined.
I haven't completed a pair of socks in 20 years.
I was so determined that I never left my chair except to go to the restroom, take a shower, eat.
Refill her wine.
Yeah, refill my wine. Most importantly, anybody who needed my help that day that weekend went without because I was determined to finish the sock. So I did almost complete one sock, and it was too small.
But the sad thing is that you were talking about it being too small the whole time you were diligently working on it.
Well, I thought if I blocked it.
Blocking, you cannot block and fix everything. Does not
or
work.
maybe my feet would shrink. I don't know. I'm not really sure what my
I'd lose
thinking
5
was.
pounds in my feet.
But everybody was telling me, oh, just give them to someone, just gift them. Well, I couldn't, because this yarn I bought from Stranded, from Amy.
Oh,
And I just have to have these socks for myself. So I ripped them all out.
And it was a sock blank, right?
It was a sock blank.
Yes.
Yeah. Which was, oh my goodness. I was so excited.
I think you started at the wrong end,
Yes,
too.
I was just going to say. So I was constantly fighting with it, and I love knitting off of sock blanks. So I was so excited, but I had to roll the whole thing in a ball, and here's my sock blank now and my sock, and
Yeah.
So I'll go back.
Maybe this next retreat in October.
Yeah.
You can finish it.
No.
Finish a pair of socks in a weekend.
This time I'm going to try and do a sweater.
Oh, great. Oh, good job.
No, this time I'm going to be available to help others.
So I did forget, I did have one more work in progress, and this one has got a history too. Because, I knit, and, just because you knit doesn't mean you know how to do everything. And my best friend, she said, I want a pair of socks. And I said, sure. How hard can a pair of socks be? I know how to make squares and rectangles. How hard can a pair of socks be? Yeah, so this is yarn. I think this is, what's that lady's name? Vanna White?
Oh, yes.
I think this is Vanna White's, sock, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I picked these out, and it was a little bit bigger than this. Not much. Maybe maybe a centimeter bigger.
And we're doing it on those same...
I was doing
needles?
it on metal DPNs.
Okay.
And it was a nightmare. They were slipping and sliding all over the place. And so I fought, and that's why socks are my nemesis. And so it sat there forever. And then for years, it just sat there. Maybe an inch long in the ribbing.
You were hoping it was going to...
magically do it itself. I don't know. So then, who was it? Kathleen? Kathleen had found these 9-inch.
Oh, yes, it was Kathleen.
And then you ordered them for the shop, because I just was fighting with the DPNs. Now, granted, I did the DPNs with the fingerless gloves, and that worked out. But, I have this block in my head when it comes to socks. So I still haven't done a sock, but I did take that little bit that was started 10 years ago or however long ago, and I made a yoga sock.
So, see, you've made a sock.
But it has no heel and no toe. And the other irony of the whole thing is, see that? I don't do yoga. So maybe if I make myself
Maybe
a
it'll
pair
inspire
of
you.
yoga socks, it'll inspire me to do yoga.
Let me know how that works out. Maybe I'll try.
I'll let you know. So I forgot. Yes, that is my other work in progress. But I have one done. So
Awesome.
yeah, that was it.
I have. Do you have any other finished ones?
Finished?
You haven't
I don't
seen this
think I think all I have are like my old scarves. I don't think I brought any other newer finished objects.
This is hot off the needles. Hasn't been blocked. I finished it last night or the night before.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is funny. The name of this pattern, I don't know who the designer is because I don't ever remember those things, and I wasn't very well prepared. But
I kind of sprung
ironically-
this on her. I sent her a text message with 3 questions, and I said I'll be over with the camera.
She always gets me going. If it wasn't for Heather, nothing would happen. So, ironically enough, this was the first project I started after I closed the shop.
Oh, really?
Yes. And the name of the pattern is Wild and Free.
Oh, how funny.
And that was why I picked it.
How perfect.
So this is my first cast on. I've got to block it. I think it's going to be a lot bigger when it gets blocked.
Is this I feel like this is the right side that I'm looking
You're
at.
right.
I felt, look at
There
what
you
I'm
go.
surprised that I picked that up. That is gorgeous.
So it will open it up quite a bit when I block
Oh,
it
yeah.
up.
That is
Yeah, I'm
beautiful.
happy with it. I wanted it done at the beginning of summer.
Yeah,
because
so you
it's
could
the summer
enjoy-
colors, yeah. But
That's all right.
That's okay. There's
I'll
always next
have
summer.
my summer sweater done maybe by Christmas.
Yeah, that's why I got an early start on my fall
Yeah.
sweater.
So
Anyway,
cool.
Yeah, and I'm ready to cast on something else.
Beautiful. All right, well, that was our first attempt at a podcast.
Oh,
Oh, I know our drinks. I was
Yeah.
going to comment about who they were, and I left their card out front. But these were this is a mango margarita infused water, no tequila. And yours is a raspberry infused
So
water. Very, very delicious and refreshing. From our new local coffee shop, Myers Coffee and Cafe, I think is their full official name. So.
And they've been so good to us. We
Yeah.
knit there on occasion. We have a knit night every Tuesday, and it used to be at the shop.
Yep, I was just going to say we continued that tradition
Yes,
from
we did.
the shop, and I think this summer we've been going to people's houses enjoying the outdoors,
Yeah.
but we'll be there. But they were really excited about, we contacted them before they opened and asked if we could have our knit night there, and they were all excited. They said they put a reserve table, sign on a table, and we're like, that was unnecessary. That's okay, but thanks. So just as excited as we are that they're here,
Yeah.
I think they're happy to have us.
Cute
Yeah,
spot.
they did a great job.
Yeah,
It's
they
really
really
nicely
did.
designed.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we'll see. This might be the one and the only.
Yeah, good.
Like
No.
my knitted blanket.
I don't think so.
Or we
can
might.
do this.
Yeah, we can come
do
back
this.
again. So, all right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right.